Hey everybody, KC here. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about bunting, not the actual physical act of bunting, but bunting is a tactic that can serve a broader strategy of trying to be competitive, right? One of the things that bunting does in baseball is it throws the other team off its game. If a player who doesn't bunt a lot all of a sudden starts to think about laying down a bunt, it changes the way the fielders kind of deal with the situation. They don't know what he's going to do. And one of the reasons this came up is because during Game 2 of the World Series, Evan Longoria of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who has not been hitting well during the postseason, he laid down a bunt. Now, this is something he had done a lot in college, but he hadn't bunted in forever. But he said, because I'd done it so often in college, it was part of my tool bag. And the thing is, he didn't bunt for a hit, but he did sacrifice a runner over from first to second. That's what you have to do sometimes to win, right? It can't always be just long balls, can't be doubles, triples, and home runs. Sometimes a bunt can be just as effective. That's true in baseball, and I think it's true in retailing, right? In any kind of business, if you throw stuff at the competition that they're just not expecting, you do something different, you grab something, in this case, quite literally out of left field, it makes it harder for the competition to compete because they just simply don't know what you're going to do. They have to kind of change their perception of what they're going to do in the marketplace. It's really good for customers as well. And the thing is, I did a little research on the New York Times because I was curious. And I just, did a search for bunting. And it's amazing how many stories there were over the years about bunts that had actually kind of changed the complexion of a game. Now, sometimes they don't work, right? Sometimes Derek Jeter did once, and he said, that was stupid. I don't know why I tried to do that. But bunts can change the complexion of competition. It's really good to have that in your toolkit as a retailer. And it was fascinating. One of the things I found when I'm doing the research in the New York Times, I found the edition that goes back to Friday, July 16th, 1915. There was a game with the Cleveland Indians playing the Boston Red Sox. And the pitcher for Cleveland is a guy named Rip Hagerman, a right-handed pitcher who was born in 1886. And the headline says, Hagerman bungles bunts. And basically the lead of the story is Hagerman's bungling fielding of bunts gave Boston a 4-3 victory over Cleveland, with 3 of Boston's runs being attributed to his slips. His inability to deal with something different, and people bunted a lot more in those days, actually led to the team having the win. And it was really interesting. I mean, just by matter of interest, it was in the middle of when the Boston Red Sox were in the middle of a World Series run. They won the World Series in 1912. They ended up winning it in 1915, 1916, 1918, and then again in 2004. So listen, maybe they bunted more during those years. They would have done better. Anyway, I sit here in praise of the bunt. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's always interesting, and it always changes the nature of competition, and that is a smart thing to do. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.